want to close out the first hour today talking about Greenland. Everybody is freaking out about Greenland. Look, when Donald Trump revived the idea that Greenland should become part of the United States, predictable snickering followed. But beneath the late-night jokes lies a serious argument rooted in history, geography, and national security. Here's the simple truth. The United States has both precedent and logic on its side when it comes to acquiring Greenland. Now, critics insist this is some newfangled Trump aberration. It is not. For more than 150 years, American leaders have recognized Greenland's strategic importance, not as a whimsical real estate fantasy, but as a vital asset for national defense and global influence. Let's get one thing straight. This is not about invading Greenland. That's ridiculous. This is not colonial conquest. This is about acquisition by consent, a negotiated transfer of sovereignty, something, frankly, that the United States has done peacefully before through purchase or treaty. Despite hysterical cable news commentary, this deal would not be made on a battlefield, but rather at a table. Long before Trump, U.S. presidents and secretaries of state understood Greenland's strategic value. In 1867, Secretary of State William Seward explored acquiring Greenland alongside Alaska and Iceland. He recognized its geographic promise long ago. He did get Alaska, but Greenland would have to wait. After World War II, the idea came back, this time with urgency. In 1946, President Harry Truman formally offered Denmark $100 million in gold to buy Greenland. This was not symbolic or speculative. It was a serious proposal designed to secure America's northern flank at the outset of the Cold War. Denmark declined the offer, but granted the United States critical defense rights that remain in place today. In fact, the United States operates the Pittafik Space Base in northern Greenland, a cornerstone of early warning systems and space surveillance. That fact alone underscores Greenland's enduring military value. History proves two things. Greenland matters, and America's interest in it is nothing new. There is also a reasonable argument to be made here that Denmark has not been the strongest steward of the island, and that the United States could offer greater economic opportunity and security for the small population that lives there. Donald Trump simply said out loud, as he often does, what others have always acknowledged quietly. We need Greenland, the president says, from the standpoint of national security. He also made clear that Denmark is not equipped to defend it adequately. This is not in question. They really aren't. Secretary of State Marco Rubio reinforced this point, dismissing the idea that Trump was joking. Secretary of State Rubio says this is not a joke. This is in our national interest, and it needs to be solved. The geography here is undeniable. Greenland sits astride the shortest trans-Arctic route between North America and Eurasia. As melting ice opens new shipping lanes and exposes rare earth resources, Chinese and Russian influence is growing. No serious global strategist could ignore this reality. Greenland is, in effect, a massive forward operating base, a strategic choke point that could determine who controls the Arctic's future. Critics invoke the word sovereignty as if this would end the debate. It does not. This is about offering a mutually beneficial path forward, one that strengthens Greenland economically while deepening Western security. Respect for self-determination matters, but serious negotiation among allies is not unprecedented. The Louisiana Purchase and the Alaska deal were both ridiculed in their time, but history proved otherwise. These were highly successful ideas for the United States. What truly unsettles Trump's critics is not the substance of the idea, it's the willingness to break taboos. Elites like to pretend that geography no longer matters. Greenland proves exactly the opposite. In an era of renewed great power competition, with Russia and China pressing into the Arctic, the United States should not blink. Offering a serious deal for Greenland is not reckless. It's just strategic common sense. The jokes obscure a sober truth. A strong America with a secure North Atlantic flank is good for the West. History, from Seward to Truman and now to Trump, shows Greenland has never been a punchline. It's always been a prize.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.